Hyperdimension Neptunia was a game with a really cool idea behind it. You see, you played as the lolicon personifications of the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Wii. You took on the forces of piracy led by a woman known as R4, and you could summon old Sega game characters to help you out in the midst of battle. How is this not the best game ever? Well, you can blame a really shoddy battle system and the fact that the game was really creepy. But that's not the point. You see, I made an interview of the game's sequel, Hyperdimension Neptunia MK2, a game which, while improved, leaves a lot to be desired. See, the setup of the game is that it's 3 years after the events of that first game, and the good guys have kinda lost. Piracy is rampant, and all the previous heroines of the last game have been dumped in the console graveyard to fade away into obscurity. Luckily though, there is hope in the form of Nepgear, the sister of the game's original protagonist, who is tasked to saving her sister and her comrades, ridding around the piracy, and looking really, really creepy while doing so. You see, that's the thing with Mark II, is that there is a story, but it is just more of an excuse for bad anime tropes and underage girls in really skimpy costumes. Now, if that's your thing, congratulations, you found the game of the year. Awesome, good for you. For me though, it's kinda really dirty. But that's just the least of the game's problems, because the presentation leaves a lot to be desired. It runs at a really bad frame rate. It's even in the midst of battle, which is just kind of appalling, really. Not to mention the game just does not look that good. It looks kind of like an upscale PlayStation 2 game. The music and sound effects, and voice acting, rather don't really help at all, because it's just really substandard. It doesn't really do anything to help at all. And there's the gameplay, which is now kind of more like a sub-Valkyria Chronicles, except it's not as fulfilling, not as fast or satisfying. Not to mention all the strategy in the game just boils down to don't bunch up your dudes. Simple as that. And then the game also has the problems from the first game, where if you want to get anywhere, like any form of meaningful reward, you got to do a lot of grinding. Which, if that's your thing, congratulations. There is a lot on offer for me. There's lots of endings, lots of questing, and lots of new game pluses, because I'm contractually obliged to say that. Otherwise, Hyperdimension Neptunia MK2 is a game which I can't really recommend if you're after a quality RPG, but if you're absolutely desperate for a new RPG and you have to have one right now, that's your game, unfortunately.